Welcome to Contractors Intelligence School. My name is Hector. I'm one of the instructors here, and I have...
Hi, my name is Miriam. I'm the general manager.
And if you're looking to learn more about how to become a licensed contractor in the state of California, this is the seminar for you. So what we'll be covering today is going to be exactly what I just mentioned, a little bit about how we can help you get to becoming a contractor in the state of California. So we'll be... Apologies, I definitely need some water. So we'll talk about the qualifications, the application process and approval, test registration, course enrollment and materials, prep strategy, and what happens after you pass. So these are some of the biggest concerns for people. We want to make sure we address that and make it very simple for you. So without further ado, we'll kick it off. Miriam, if you want to talk about the qualifications.
Yeah, definitely. So overall, the California law states that if you're going to be doing work that's above $500, including the labor and materials, then you will need to have a contractor's license. With that said, to be able to get a contractor's license, you will need to be at least 18 years old. You need to have 4 years of experience within the past 10 years, meaning that if your experience is within the past 20 to 30, unfortunately, it'd be a little bit too late. We do need to have recent experience to be able to qualify. And you also need to have either a social security number or an ITIN, which is a common misconception. ITINs can apply as well. The most common question, and I think you can vouch for that, Hector, is what type of experience counts towards the 4 years of experience, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's a really important question because it's what you need to qualify. So 4 years within journeyman level is what's necessary to be able to qualify. Journeyman level is kind of a complicated term, so let's unpack that a little bit. In order to accomplish journeyman level, you need to have finalized an apprenticeship program and then have some experience within the field, or you could go straight to working within a construction company, work your way up, build your skill and knowledge, and get to a point where you're working completely unsupervised for at least 4 years. That also is deemed appropriate as journeyman level with the CSLB. There are some uncommon ways to apply, such as the owner-builder experience, which means that you own your own home, you built the home, or maybe you added an ADU to the home, right? And that's how you built your experience. The important thing to factor within this is that it needs to be your home, so the deed needs to be within your name. You need to have permits, and you need to have had the skill and knowledge to be able to build this type of construction. You can also use self-employment, meaning that you didn't go to work directly for a company, you work for yourself because you have the skill and knowledge to do so, and you've done this for at least 4 years in the particular trade you're going for.
So let me break that down just so I understand it.
Sure.
I'm new to this, right?
Right.
I've been working under the radar as an unlicensed contractor. You're saying they will actually accept that?
Yeah, so the important thing to factor in is that the CSLB wants you to legitimize your business, right? They want to be able to protect consumers. So if you are self-employed and you've been working for cash, you haven't been working legitimately, they are willing to accept that type of experience. You do need to have a paper trail to show for at least 4 years within the past 10, meaning that you need to have some type of voided checks, contracts, invoices, tax documentation, or permits to be able to show that you have been doing this, right? They're not going to take your word for it.
Cool. Awesome. So one other scenario I'm just really curious about. Let's say I went to college. I was in sales forever. Anyway, point of the story is I have a college degree.
Right.
Will I be able to apply as well?
Yeah, so it definitely depends on the type of degree that you have, right? What was your major? So it can go all the way up to 3 years of credit that they will give you towards the 4 years of experience, but it is up to the state technicians to look through your transcripts and to see what credits, what classes you took, to see what type of credit they can give you.
Not bad. So I can get up to 3 years depending on my whatever I graduated with, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then I just have to figure out how to wiggle in that other year.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
So within the last 10 years though, right?
So the education does not have a time limit.
Ah, okay. Wonderful. Yeah. Okay, well, I will stop stalling here. So,
alrighty.
Let's say you guys are ready to apply, right? Here's what you're going to get with Contractors Intelligence School. You're going to get access to our course material that's been proven to help our students, right? 98% of them pass on the first try. You'll have access to the Intelligent Tracker, which is essentially exclusive to our students only, which tracks your progress, ensuring you get 100% of what you paid for as you're going through our program. On top of that, if you're like, hey, this guy Hector, he's awesome, he's phenomenal, but I want to do it on my own, well, we have the video guides in there that are going to just walk you through this every step from A to Z until you become a licensed contractor. And then, of course, there are some additional steps once you pass the exam and you become, well, they give you that, hey, congratulations. So we'll cover that towards the end. But before we do any of that, can you tell me more about the application process?
Yeah, definitely. So this application process is actually the step that the majority of people will tell me. I got this 20-page packet in the mail from the CSLB, and I thought this is really intimidating. I don't want to move forward with this because I don't think I'm capable of filling out this type of paperwork. But the great thing is that we actually here at Contractors Intelligence School provide application assistance. We have a specialized department that focuses solely on this application because that's important. That's how important this overall process is. It's what will qualify you with the state in order for your 4 years of experience to be valid and for you to move forward with the actual exams, right?
Wonderful. Yeah, no, I love that because a lot of people get stuck on that. Some people don't even start the process because it's just so daunting. So.
Exactly. And the important thing to remember is that all you have to do is fill out the application to the best of your ability. Meaning if you get stuck on a portion, you could always give us a call. We have a dedicated team to assist you with this. And they actually focus on a multi-tier approach, meaning that not only one person will review your application, but at least 3 people will review the application before it's deemed final. And final means that it's ready to be submitted to the state, meaning that we here at Contractors Intelligence School will hand deliver it to the state, get a certified stamped copy. Can you tell us why that certified stamped copy is so important?
Yeah, because if they lose that copy, right, we have proof that we submitted that.
Yeah.
So even if it's a check or something like that, we have proof that, hey, you know what, they're humans, but I want to cover my back, right, which is the student.
Yeah, and unfortunately it does happen. Like Hector said, you know, the CSLB is made up of humans and humans commit errors. We have had it where even money orders get lost and you know, they say, hey, you didn't pay your fee, but we have that proof to show that they did. So it's great to have that certified stamped copy.
Wonderful. All right, so I love that, you know, we make it very easy, super simple, especially with our app that we haven't talked about yet, but I love how easy it is to scan the app, send it over, people review it. Hey, this is what you need to fix, correct it, send it back. And then when it's good to go, we're going to make sure that it gets accepted. So.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes it very direct, very to the point because we know that contractors have very limited time. You know, they're going from jobs to jobs, they're very busy. So we try to make it as simple and quick as possible.
Love it. All right. So there is an essential step, which is the certification of work experience.
Yes.
What is that?
And this is what I wanted to cover, the common pitfalls, because this is where a lot of the applications actually get stalled. The first one being the name on the application. And this is a very common question, although sometimes it may not seem like it, but the state is very picky on the names that they will accept for business names, right? So let's provide an example because I think that typically explains the best, right?
Yeah.
So let's say that I want to go about getting my landscaping license, right? So if I were to name my particular business Miriam Concrete, do you think that would be acceptable and tell my consumer that I do landscaping?
No, that's actually really confusing.
Right, and it's a little deceptive as well. So what the state wants to avoid is any type of deceptive names, meaning that it seems like you do something else, but you're actually licensed to do this particular thing, right? So if I were to advertise my business as Miriam Concrete, people would think, my consumers would think that I'm licensed to do concrete work, which is not the case. I'm specifically licensed to do landscaping, and that should be provided within my name. So an appropriate name would be Miriam Landscaping. Makes it clear and very direct.
Wonderful. Love it.
Another common pitfall that I did want to cover is the work certification form. And this form is the most crucial part of the application because it's where you explain to the CSLB that you do have the 4 years of experience that's required to qualify. And that's this form right here that you're going to see on the screen. The crucial portion to remember about this form is that you're going to need a certifier. That is something that can be intimidating to people, but I want to break it down and provide you the examples of who can be a certifier so that it's very simple, clear, and you see that it's an actual achievable thing to get a certifier to sign for you. So you can have an employer sign for you, meaning the owner of the company. They can sign this form basically attesting that you do have the 4 years of experience and they have directly witnessed this. But let's say you're not ready to tell your employer that you want to get your license because they're going to see it as competition, which is a comment that I typically get. You know, I don't want to get fired, I don't want to get laid off when my boss sees that I'm getting my license because they're not going to like it. So there are definitely other options to apply. You could have a licensed contractor sign off, meaning that somebody that has their license issued by the state of California or another state, if you worked in another state, can sign off this form. But let's say you don't know any contractors. It can also be a foreman or a supervisor, so somebody that directly supervised you. But another comment that I typically get is my foreman or supervisor is very chummy with the boss, right? So it could be that if I get them to sign off, they'll go snitch on me, they'll go tell my boss, and we'll be in the same predicament that we started with, right?
That Jose, man.
It happens. So another option is a journeyman, meaning that somebody that's at the same level as you has completed an apprenticeship with some experience or has 4 years in the field unsupervised. That's a journeyman. Can also be a fellow employee, meaning that somebody, you know, that supervised, or sorry, not supervised, that somebody that worked alongside you at any level in your company can sign off for this as well. It can be a business associate. So for those of you that are self-employed and don't have anybody working for you or above you, you can also have an inspector or even a professional engineer sign off for this form because they would have directly supervised or seen some type of experience that you're claiming for the 4 years.
So even the person I did the job for, right? If I'm an unlicensed contractor, I did a couple of jobs for one individual, he can sign off on this too?
The important thing to remember is that you're having somebody sign off for 4 years, right? Attesting to 4 years. Okay. So if it's somebody that only witnessed one job, that probably wouldn't be the best option.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right. So now that we covered that, let's talk about what to expect on the exam. So I want to make it crystal clear, there's only 2 exams that you're going to be taking, which is, as you can see on the screen, it's the law and business and the trade exam. Law and business is going to consist of contract requirements and execution, business organization licensing, business financing, employment requirements, which we cover thoroughly, as well as for the trade exam. This will cover the planning and estimating, the construction math and safety, which are critical for you to know in order to pass the exam. So something to be aware of as you're signing up for our course. So now that we're talking about courses, what options do our audience have?
Definitely. So we talked a lot about what we can offer, what we have available here, but we actually haven't touched on the type of material that you would be using to study. So let's take the opportunity to review that. On this screen, what is shown is the home study package, which is a perfect package for those individuals that want something within their hands, you know, something physical, tangible that they can highlight, they can make notes of, to later refer to. And this is a great option because we actually have a lot of students that have already gotten their license that later call us and say, hey, I forgot some type of legality that I needed for a contract or a job, and I went back into my law and business book and the answer was right there. So, you know, it's future-proofed, it's right there.
Love it.
Yeah, and we also have CDs and DVDs for those people that still have a CD and DVD player, which is not most of our audience, but it's some. If you prefer to, you know, study that way, we do have that available. It also comes with the application review, which we've mentioned is a crucial portion of this entire process. It comes with instructor support, so if you want to, you know, call Hector, you want to call Andrew, who's our other instructor, they'd be more than happy to help clarify any questions you have. It does come with practice exams for both the law and the trade with 90 days access. And that's what Andrew, our other instructor, likes to call our secret sauce to success. And essentially it is that, because if you are passing those exams with at least 80%, it gives you a very tangible result of what you can expect for your actual state exam, because it's going to be a very similar version to what you're going to see. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I would go as far as gives you an unfair advantage to people that don't sign up for our course.
No such thing as an unfair advantage. It just means you're going to be more successful.
There you go.
So it also gives you 100% exam money back guarantee, meaning that we're so confident in this particular program that we will guarantee that if you don't pass, we'll essentially return your money. So it's a pretty great program.
Sounds great. Yeah, sign me up. All right, so we talked about this option, and I know we have another option, which is the online one. why is this the most popular one?
So this is our most popular one because we're actually the only school in the entire state of California that offers this type of resource. It's fully online, which is something that no other school has or has, come up with yet. And it has the audios, the videos, the reading material, the practice exams fully online on our mobile app for you to literally use anywhere you go. So if you're on a lunch break, if you're on a break, if you're driving to a job, if you just have some time after dinner, literally just whip out your phone, have it fully available there to use and study whatever you want to study at that point. It also comes with the application review, which again is super crucial, and the 100% pass exam money back guarantee, because again, 98% of our students pass on the first try, and we're so confident that you're gonna pass that we will guarantee it.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say that the beauty about this option, it gives you instant access to the course material.
Right.
Gives you instant access to the practice test, which all the options do. However, with the online, you get everything right away. And what I hear from students is I love that I can watch a video because I work with tools all the time. I need to see it.
Yeah.
But if I'm driving, I can hear it, like you said, right? And so, wonderful. All right, so we talked about these two options, but walk me through what this means. What is the difference between the live stream and the in-person?
Yeah, this is actually a super common question that we get because it seems to be confusing with the live stream and in person, but the important thing to know is that they're literally the same thing. One is virtual and one is in person, so it really depends on what you're comfortable with. If you prefer to be at home without having to drive anywhere on a Saturday, Sunday, or even on a weekday, because we do offer weekday classes, you could literally be on your couch, on your phone, computer, tablet, whatever has internet access. You can tune into the live stream because it's going to be literally live, and you're going to have a chat portal. So if for some reason you don't understand something Hector said, you could be like, Hector, I don't understand this. Can you rephrase it? Can you explain it for me? And guess what? He'll actually respond to you live within that session.
Well, I love that you said that they're both the same thing, because I could see how people could be like, they're two different things, but it's the exact same thing. The only thing is you're either here in person in this room, or you're at home. Maybe you're at a quinceañera or something.
Right.
You need to be there because you have to, or what, your wife is at Target and you're like, I'd rather be here, so you can still do it from your phone.
Let's not even bring up Target because that's just another mess.
All right.
And then we do have the in-person as well, which for those people that prefer a classroom setting, they prefer to have some type of interaction with the instructor, to have interactions with other classmates, they have that availability to do so. So you could either be at home, you can go to a location, we have both options available, it's up to you to choose. And I did want to note, I know that I mentioned it in our last live, but I think it's worth noting again that one of our success stories, Yuli actually came back a few weeks ago, and he mentioned that he really appreciated the in-person sessions because he got to make connections that he wouldn't have made otherwise. And those connections had a lot more experience in the field as opposed to him. They had experience running their own business because they were previously self-employed. So they gave him really useful tips on bidding sites, on contract information, tips and tricks, how to get the job, how to get the bid, things like that, which he found really successful to the point that he's now building a completely separate business because his first one's so successful that he wants to expand to a second one.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, that is definitely a great advantage, especially as a contractor, right? Word of mouth travels quick. And if you want to get referrals or they need a contractor for this, and oh, that's right, I know so-and-so, I met him in this class. So it's a great way to start networking.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. All right, so we talked about the difference. So walk me through this promotion that we have going on.
Yeah, definitely. I know I always say it, but it's because it's true. This is actually my favorite promotion because it literally gives you every single tool to succeed. It gives you the overall full online course, which comes with the practice exams, the reading material, audios, videos, everything that you need. It comes with the live streaming class, so you have the option between the live streaming or the in-person because it depends on your preference. And it also gives you the first year bond on us, meaning that we will pay that first year bond for you. And for those of you at home that aren't aware, you actually do need a bond in order to be able to activate your license once you've passed the exam. So it's not optional, it's mandatory. And again, with this promotion, we will pay that for you.
Okay, well, you just reminded me, we did mention there are some additional steps once you pass.
Right.
So, good point. I'd love to have that bond before I even pass, because then it's taken care of.
Yeah, insurances are complicated things, and this way you won't have to worry about that.
Yeah, sounds like a great package. So, I keep hearing the mobile app. I know I've mentioned it, but let's paint a picture for someone, right? Let's say you're married, you go to Target.
Oh, Target, I know.
Yeah, your wife is asking for your wallet.
You know, I'm guilty of it, so I won't even throw stones at glass houses, but I do understand how frustrating it is for men to have to wait. And with this mobile app, you know, you'll be able to just pull out your phone, pull out any device that you have, and be able to just tune in on the audios, tune in on the videos. That way you can tune out your wife while she's window shopping. You don't want to pay attention to what she's saying, which, you know, happens to me sometimes. It happens to the best of us. And that way you actually get some studying in. So that way you can replenish your finances, because we all know your wife is about to deplete them.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately. Well, I love it. And you know, one thing I forgot to mention earlier is that not only do you get instant access, but you'll have access to this right away as well. So you can download it. You can start learning from, you know, the get-go. So
yeah, we want you to hit the ground running.
Wonderful. All right, so now that we talked about everything that's essentially from qualifications and what our course looks like, let's assume, right, you're already at Contractors Installation School, you passed. Of course, we're gonna high-five you, we're gonna celebrate a little carne asada, barbecue, whatever you wanna call it, right? But there are some initial steps you need to be aware of once you pass. You need to make sure you have that contractor's bond, you have a workers' comp, depending on your classification, of course. Talk to Rick at Pro Builders. Promise you he'll hook you up with the open asbestos exam. And then from there, the live scan, right? You'll need to have that. There is a final licensing fee. There is a difference if you're a sole prop or C Corp. So make sure you talk to our team. We'll make sure everything is, you know, with a, what is it, a cherry on top.
Right.
To make sure that you get your contractor's license right away. And that's it, we just celebrate. So.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm excited. I think I'm gonna quit and go do that now. So.
We can't have that,
yeah. All right, all right. So. Let's talk about everything that we discussed. So, like I said, we talked about the qualifications. You must be 18 years of age or older, 4 years of experience that you can prove, and then a social security number or an ITIN if you don't have a social security number, no biggie. We'll review the app for you through our multi-tier approach, ensuring that it gets accepted by the CSLB, and then we'll have a certified stamped copy in case they lose it. On top of that, well, one, you'll set up your appointments with the PSI, but we'll walk you through the course immediately. As soon as you sign up, you literally could start studying right away.
Right.
And then from the course enrollment, you'll jump over to basically 2 months forward, fast track it, right? You passed, and you'll get your workers comp, your bond, open book asbestos, so everything to ensure that they give you your license. Because I can take the test, but if I don't do that, they're not gonna literally send it to me. So. That's kind of it. I know we've covered a lot. There was something that we wanted to talk about if for some reason we're not able to talk about it on the chat.
Yeah, definitely. So overall, if for some reason we didn't address the questions that you had, please comment on this video below, or even shoot us an email over to questions@contractorsiSchool.com, and we'll be sure to address it in the next live. That way you can tune in and hear your question be answered live.
Yep. Wonderful. Yeah, we really want to make sure we hear you guys, and if there's anything that's really concerning for you, please leave a comment. We'll address that for you, and we'll cover it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're here to help, guys.
Wonderful. All right, well, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
All right.
All righty.
See you guys.
Have
Bye.
a great one.